This is a $28 plane ticket.
It's taking me all the way across China, over 2,500 miles from coastal Xinjiang in the east to China's far northwestern frontier. This time, I'm challenging myself to spend just $250 on a 4-day, 3-night solo trip to Altay, Xinjiang. Can I pull it off? First, the round-trip flights were $28 each. With taxes and fuel surcharges, the total was $75. Yes, just $75 for a round trip to Xinjiang. At this point, I was thrilled by how much money I had left. It was already afternoon when I arrived.
This hotel cost about $25。可以考虑到我前一晚在西岸中南酒店，跟这个对比真的实在是太明显了。So not too bad, it's great, right?
OK， 我本来计划是晚上到这边，然后我们去滑雪场订机票，可以免费去领一张滑雪门票。他们说可以去滑雪场坐缆车到顶上，然后你可以去看那些落日啊、晚霞之类的。酒店本身是有接送滑雪场的服务的，但是问了前台说车被撞了。So what? Finding a cheap shared ride in Altay during winter is seriously hard. I bargained the fare down from $42 to $36, and we finally set off. The ride cost more than my flight. That should be my first warning. I wasn't even in the village yet, and half my budget was already gone.
然后夏天出入就拉过来，就在这儿买马奶子呀、牛奶呀，那各种各样奶制品啥的都有。夏天就可以住到那种房子里面感受一下，跟蒙古包很相似，但是两个叫法不一样。蒙古包叫那个啥蒙古包嘛，我们叫毡房。现在牛羊比较少一点，夏天时候这山顶上遍地都是牛羊，各种各样的。
Near the border, even my phone lost service.
对面那边就是哈萨克，基本上就这个沟是往那边就是哈萨克斯坦嘛，就这些1公里以内的这种隔离带，因为它地图上可能有一些，但是在这个实际上是没有那种特别划分的明确的那种边境线。
After hours in the car, I could finally get out and stretch. We're right at the border now. That's Kazakhstan across the way.
这里人多的都挤不下。
First attraction reached. Time for the obligatory photo. I had no idea another surprise was waiting for me. By the time we reached the village, night had fallen. 我们已经到了这次白哈巴族的民宿，就是个非常漂亮的小房间。然后这有一个窗，这一走出去的话就是满满的雪了。这家酒店是有给你准备一次性牙刷，为什么这是用完的呀？一次性牙刷，一次性牙刷，一次性的浴巾，然后为什么这个洗发水是空的？好吧。然后他又给你准备一次性的拖鞋，但是没有给你准备矿泉水，只有一个热水壶。OK， 这个酒店呢只要108块人民币，你们觉得这个价格值吗？打开我的行李箱，噔噔噔噔，我额外带了4桶泡面，带泡面是正确的选择，因为它也有热水壶，靠你了。The guesthouse owner asked if I wanted to see the lonely tree. He wanted $28 for a 10-minute drive. I was about to give up, casually offered $7, and he accepted.
我用你手机。
你手机比较好吗？
我不太，我手机不太行。
我手机也不太行。
你试试，反正比我手机强。
Whatever, let's get the shot.
OK， 辛苦你。
Since I was already out, I figured I'd see what there was to eat in the village.
是不错。好倒霉，一走进去说停餐了。
With no other choice, I tried another place that still looked open.
开业了。
Luckily, they were. You could tell they put real thought into the decor, inside and out. Eating alone in an unfamiliar village during a snowstorm felt a little lonely. I ordered nearly the cheapest thing, a pork rice bowl, for $6, and the tea was free and unlimited. Huge plus. The owner was so thoughtful that she quietly brought me a spoon.
谢谢。看这里有多黑，多安静。
The moment I opened the window, I saw a huge blanket of snow outside. For someone from southern China like me, this felt like a movie set.
导航走。
Today, we're visiting the northwesternmost village, Monument, in Bahaba.
白哈巴村真的好安静啊！我感觉路上都看不到几个人。
Everywhere you look, there's nothing but endless snow.
感觉人家出门都是骑车的，只有我出门徒步。
Honestly, renting a car after landing would have been cheaper and easier.
OK， 应该快了，就往前走。哦，应该就这里拍照打卡。
A lot of people are taking pictures here too, so I guess I found the right place. I randomly asked a passerby to take a photo for me.
他能帮我拍2张吗？
可以。
拍照什么？我帮你拍吧。用你的吗？
要我的吧？
坐着来一张吧。
好，
你自己一个人来的吗？
对我一个人来的。
我也一个人。你在这住一晚。
啊，真的啊？你一个人啊？
你自己拍照，你带支架了吗？
我没带那个大的。
手机支架。
手机支架。
对，你总得带一个，要不然自己怎么给自己拍啊？我靠。
对啊，很艰难，我在路上随便拉人给我拍一下。哦，我也不知道去哪，今天就随便逛的。
本来想去拍那个树的那个蓝调的，我今晚想试一下，今晚你还去吗？
可以啊。
拍成韩剧男。
然后给你拍一个。
这个超有感觉，像那个什么，像刘昊然，我靠。哎，你是怎么来的呀？你既然是网上找来的吗？
我吗？是啊。
其实觉得这个能看到这个更好看。哦，这个。
嗯。
希望今晚能出片，不要辜负我的欲望。
OK， 暂时跟我的一日搭子分开一下，咱们要先回去充个电。
A kitten welcomed me the moment I got back. I guess these two are good friends.
老板说他的门锁坏了，我也只能这样开。这样吗？这个房间是一个3床房，3人房，所以这里一共有3张床。这个浴室怎么感觉跟爆炸了一样？这个是什么情况啊？怎么还在漏水？
Kitten room service has arrived. The second night's guest house cost $20 and it was almost the cheapest place around. I feel scammed again. Altay's famous lonely tree doesn't seem lonely at all. It's completely surrounded by people trying to get the perfect shot. I must be doing this wrong. We shared a ride to Kanas, recognized by National Geographic, to see its 3 bays and 1 lake for ourselves. First up, Ferry Bay at -4 degrees Fahrenheit. Morning mist drifts across the lake. No noise, only the sound of wind breathing through the birch forest. This place is covered in morning mist more than 200 days a year. Our timing was perfect. The fog hadn't lifted and vapors still floated through the trees. After Ferry Bay, we caught a ride to the next stop. Kanas has no tourist shuttle buses in winter. Luckily, our driver knew the area inside out, so the trip went smoothly. Before long, we reached Dragon Bay. Everything was white, and the entire riverbed was frozen solid. The legendary dragon was probably hibernating beneath the ice. Continuing onward, we reached the highlight of this Kanas trip, Kanas Lake. Is China's deepest moraine-dammed lake, reaching 617 feet at its deepest point. Bluer than Lake Baikal, most of the lake freezes in winter, but near the downstream outlet, the faster, warmer current leaves part of the river unfrozen. Remember the free Zhangjin mountain ticket I mentioned at the beginning? Next, we made a crazy decision. We were going to race up Jiangjin Mountain before the sunset disappeared. The sun was already setting and blue hour was about to begin, but we were still far from the summits. That we had no idea if we'd make it, but we chased the fading light with everything we had. Finally, we reached the top, and what we saw next completely changed the value of this entire trip. We had made it in time for Altay's one-of-a-kind blue hour. It also meant my Altay journey was coming to an end, and soon we'd have to say goodbye. At the end of the story, we shared one final dinner. We talked about the youth behind us and the uncertain future ahead. Our parallel lives briefly crossed in Altay. 今天就跟我的这一次搭子分开了。现在餐厅响起了。可能人生就是这样。前程似锦好。
拍照，我帮你拍吧。能跑得动吗 ？OK。还在动呢。往这边走了。OK。明天见。
I've arrived at Altay railway station. Only conventional trains stop here. There's no high-speed rail. This is my first time in a sleeper car on one of China's classic green trains. The bunks come in 3 levels: upper, middle, and lower. The top bunk is the cheapest. but there's very little headroom and it's way up high. This time, I chose the middle bunk as a compromise. It cost $22. The instant noodles I brought finally came in handy. A cup of noodles on a classic train is honestly so satisfying. I actually quite like these old school trains. You get to see everyday life in its most unfiltered form. But 6 hours felt incredibly long. After more than 6 hours, I finally arrived in Urumqi. By then, it was already after 10 p.m. I tried booking a shared ride to the airport.
OK，我们现在已经到了乌鲁木齐机场，现在是凌晨到达。今天晚上在机场睡一觉，明天早上7点的飞机。
To save the cost of another hotel night and catch my early flight, I decided to sleep right here at the airport. Even after midnight, plenty of people were still working, which made me feel a little safer. At 4:30 a.m., I got to the counter early to check in and choose a good seat. After all, the next flight would take a full 6 hours. My return ticket also cost just $37. Once again, I got the business class of economy. I could stretch my legs without hitting the seat in front. Looking back, the whole journey feels like a dream. I flew more than 2,500 miles alone with a backpack, crossing from one side of China to the other. As someone from southern China who had barely ever seen snow, this trip fulfilled one of my small dreams. I relied on discount flights, brought my own food, stayed in the cheapest guest houses, and even slept at the airport. I cut every extra expense I could just to get a little closer to this place. But once I finally arrived, I realized the most valuable parts of travel are never the expensive tickets or experiences. They're the unexpected people you meet along the way, and the moments when you give it everything you've got. I've always believed the hardship of budget travel isn't the point. It's a promise you make to yourself so you can reach somewhere far away. It reminds me that as long as you long for something and work for it, the distant world is full of possibilities. More importantly, along the road of discovery, you'll always meet people who truly share your wavelength. Maybe we've all felt lost in the face of the unknown, afraid of choosing the wrong path in life. But at least in that moment, you realize clearly you are not the only one walking this road. Even if we eventually return to our separate paths, you can still feel the pulse of youth unmistakably. I believe that setting out is, in itself, the answer. And that's everything from this Altay Xinjiang adventure. If you enjoy honest, real-life travel stories like this, please like and follow. Challenge completed. See you at the next stop.